Have you ever wondered what it means to be truly unshaken by life's ebbs and flows? Picture a philosophy that empowers you to remain calm and composed, even in the face of adversity. This philosophy, my friends, is called Stoicism. Originating from the bustling streets of ancient Greece, Stoicism is a school of thought that teaches the development of self-control and resilience as a means to overcome destructive emotions. It's a philosophy that encourages us to focus on what we can control and to let go of the things we can't. Stoicism is not about suppressing our emotions but rather understanding and managing them in a way that aids our personal growth. Now, when we talk about Stoicism, one name that invariably comes up is that of Marcus Aurelius. A Roman emperor from the 2nd century, Aurelius is often hailed as a philosopher king. His personal writings, collectively known as meditations, serve as a significant source of our modern understanding of ancient Stoic philosophy. Aurelius was not just a ruler but a man of deep contemplation and wisdom. His philosophical insights were not meant for public consumption, but were his own reflections and self-guidance. However, these personal musings have transcended time, offering us profound wisdom on Stoicism and life itself. Aurelius's Stoicism was not a theoretical construct. He lived it, breathed it, and his writings reflect his deep understanding of the philosophy. His words offer us a glimpse into his mindset, showing us how he navigated the complexities of life with grace and equanimity. So, why should we care about an ancient philosophy and a long-dead Roman emperor? Well, the teachings of Stoicism and Aurelius are not confined to a bygone era. They offer timeless wisdom, helping us navigate our modern lives with calmness, resilience, and inner peace. As we journey through life, we constantly grapple with change, loss, and uncertainty. The philosophy of Stoicism, as exemplified by Aurelius, equips us with the mental tools to face these challenges head-on and cultivate an unflappable spirit. It's about time we delve deeper into the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and comprehend the essence of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, a name that resonates through the annals of history, but who was he really? To answer that, we need to travel back in time to the era of the Roman Empire, around the 2nd century AD. Marcus Aurelius, or Marcus Aurelius Antoninus Augustus as he was fully known, was the ruler of the Roman Empire from 161 to 180 AD. Known as the last of the so-called 5 good emperors, his reign is often considered a period of relative peace and stability, despite the numerous military conflicts he had to navigate. But Marcus Aurelius was not just an emperor. He was also a philosopher, and a significant one at that. His contributions to the philosophical school of Stoicism are immense. Stoicism, if you're not familiar, is a philosophy that emphasizes personal ethics and virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It's a philosophy of personal improvement and moral self-control. Aurelius wrote extensively on these topics in his private writings, now known as meditations. These writings provide an invaluable insight into the mind of a Roman emperor, but more importantly, they serve as a practical guide for the application of Stoicism in daily life. His philosophical musings were not intended for publication, but rather as personal reflections. And yet, these thoughts have transcended time and space, reaching us in the modern world with a profound relevance. The wisdom encapsulated in his words provides guidance that remains incredibly pertinent to our lives today, nearly 2,000 years later. From his reflections, we learn that Aurelius was a man deeply committed to his philosophy. He was not a Stoic in name only, but in practice. He applied the principles of Stoicism to his own life, in his own struggles and triumphs, and his writings serve as a testament to this. Aurelius was not just an emperor but a philosopher whose teachings continue to echo in our lives. His work serves as a reminder that wisdom is timeless, that virtue is not bound by the constraints of era or empire, and that the pursuit of a good and meaningful life remains as relevant today as it was in the days of the Roman Empire. Marcus Aurelius left us with a wealth of wisdom through his quotes. Let us delve into a few of them. Our first quote for exploration is, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote serves as a cornerstone of the Stoic philosophy, reminding us that our thoughts shape our realities. It's an invitation to take charge of our minds and, by extension, our lives. Next we turn to, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This highlights the Stoic belief that happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but on the quality of our inner thoughts. It nudges us to focus on cultivating a positive and resilient mindset. Thirdly, we have, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This quote is a call to action. It challenges us to embody the virtues we admire, rather than merely discussing them. It's about being proactive and making a difference through our actions. Our fourth quote is, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This is a reminder of the subjective nature of our experiences. It encourages us to remain open-minded, understanding that our perspective is just one of many. Lastly, we contemplate, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." This quote is a stark reminder of the transient nature of life. It urges us to seize the day, to live fully and fearlessly, embracing every moment as an opportunity to grow and learn. As we move forward, we'll dissect each of these quotes in more depth, exploring their implications and how we can integrate these timeless insights into our daily lives. These quotes, while simple, are profound and hold the key to understanding the Stoic philosophy. Our first quote for today is, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This powerful line by Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Roman emperors and a significant Stoic philosopher, offers a simple yet profound call to action. But what does it mean, and how does it relate to Stoicism? At its core, this quote is about the power of action over discussion. It's a reminder that while we can spend hours, days, even years debating the qualities that make a person good, none of that matters if we don't embody those qualities ourselves. It's about taking responsibility for our actions and behaviors, instead of just talking about them. This quote also reflects the Stoic belief in the importance of virtue. Stoics saw virtue as the highest good, the ultimate goal of human life. They believed that virtue was within our control, unlike wealth, health, or reputation, which are subject to external factors, and therefore not reliable sources of happiness. In the Stoic view, being virtuous means living in accordance with nature, which includes reason and community. It's about being honest, just, and kind, not because society expects it, but because it's the right thing to do. And this is exactly what Marcus Aurelius is telling us in this quote. Don't just talk about being good, be good. Moreover, this quote emphasizes the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control. We can't control what others think or say about what a good person should be, but we can control our actions and behaviors. We can choose to be virtuous, to be kind, to be honest, regardless of what others might think or say. So, in the end, what does this quote tell us about Stoicism? It tells us that Stoicism is about action, not just thought. It's about taking responsibility for our own virtue and happiness, rather than relying on external factors. It's about living in accordance with nature and reason, and doing the right thing simply because it's right. Being a good person starts with you, not with what others perceive of good. Our next quote is, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Now let's unpack this profound statement. At its core, this quote encapsulates the essence of Stoicism. Stoicism is about understanding that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. It's about realizing that our reactions, our emotions, and indeed our happiness are shaped by our thoughts. Marcus Aurelius is reminding us that our thoughts are not just fleeting mental images, but powerful tools that shape our reality. When we have positive, constructive, and rational thoughts, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and happiness. On the other hand, if we allow our minds to be clouded by negative, destructive, or irrational thoughts, we invite anxiety and despair. So how does this apply to our daily life? Consider a situation where you're faced with a significant challenge, perhaps at work or in a personal relationship. Your initial reaction might be to feel stressed or overwhelmed. But if you apply Aurelius's wisdom and take control of your thoughts, you can shift your perspective. You can choose to see the challenge as an opportunity for growth, rather than a source of stress. This shift in thinking can dramatically improve your emotional well-being and ultimately, your happiness. Remember, the quality of your thoughts impacts not just your mood in the present moment, but your overall life satisfaction. Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring life's problems. It means approaching these problems with a rational and constructive mindset, focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on the issues. This is the Stoic way. However, it's important to note that Aurelius isn't suggesting we suppress or avoid negative emotions. Stoicism isn't about emotional detachment. It's about understanding our emotions, acknowledging them, and then using rational thought to guide our responses. In essence, we shape our happiness through the quality of our thoughts. So, make sure to cultivate thoughts that serve you, not hinder you. After all, your thoughts are the architects of your happiness. The final quote we will analyze today is, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote is a core principle of Stoicism and it's quite powerful. Let's break it down. The first part, "It's not what happens to you," means that life is full of events, challenges, and opportunities. They come in all shapes and sizes, from the mundane to the extraordinary. However, these events in and of themselves are neutral. They are simply things that happen. They are not inherently good or bad, they just are. The second part, "But how you react to it that matters," is where the real wisdom lies. This is the heart of Stoicism. It tells us that we have control over our reactions. We can choose to respond with anger, fear, or resentment, or we can choose to respond with patience, courage, and understanding. It's our reactions that give events their meaning. Our reactions determine whether an event is a setback or an opportunity for growth. This quote, then, is an invitation to take responsibility for our reactions. It's a call to action, to cultivate a mindset of resilience and strength. It's a reminder that we have the power to shape our lives, not through the events that happen to us, but through how we respond to them. This perspective is transformative. It shifts our focus from what's happening to us to how we're responding. It gives us a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. It empowers us to be the architects of our own lives. Applying this principle in our lives means recognizing that we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. It means accepting the challenges that come our way and responding with wisdom, resilience, and grace. It means transforming obstacles into opportunities for growth. So remember, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Life is about response, not reaction. It's how we respond to events that defines our life. So, how does Stoicism apply in our daily lives? Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You're late for an important meeting and the car in front of you isn't moving an inch. You feel your blood pressure rising, your frustration building, but wait, what would a Stoic do in this situation? Stoicism teaches us that we can't control external events, only our reactions to them. A Stoic would take a deep breath, accept the situation, and use this time to mentally prepare for the meeting. Now let's consider another scenario. You're at work and your boss criticizes you harshly for a mistake you didn't make. It's easy to react with anger or defensiveness. But again, Stoicism comes to the rescue. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been." The criticism is an external event you can't control, but you can control your reaction to it. Instead of getting defensive, you could calmly explain your perspective or decide to let it go. Here's a final example. You've been working hard on a personal project, but it didn't turn out as you hoped. You feel disappointed, maybe even like a failure. But Stoicism encourages us to see failure not as a catastrophe but as an opportunity for growth. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your project didn't work out. Fine, what can you learn from this? How can you improve for next time? In all these situations, Stoicism offers a tool to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. It invites us to focus on what we can control, our actions and reactions, and to let go of what we can't. It teaches us to view challenges as opportunities for growth, to accept what is, and to live in accordance with nature and reason. Stoicism, then, is not just a philosophy but a way of life. From Roman emperor to a timeless philosopher, Marcus Aurelius continues to inspire us. His Stoic philosophy, as we have discovered, is not just a theory, but a way of life. Through the lens of his quotes, we've broken down the essence of Stoicism, the acceptance of what is, the pursuit of virtue, and the power of our own perceptions. We've seen how Aurelius lived his life with dignity and resilience, echoing the Stoic belief in focusing on what's within our control and letting go of what's not. By interpreting his quotes, we've unearthed the wisdom that transcends time and is as applicable today as it was 2,000 years ago. So as we navigate through our own lives, may we remember Aurelius's teachings and apply the principles of Stoicism. It's a path to peace, resilience, and ultimately, a fulfilling life. Thank you for joining us on this journey to understanding Stoicism and the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning.